Good morning. Hello, everyone. It's crunch time. I have yogurt. But I did not mix the jam into it. So I'm doing that. That's good enough. Yogurt doesn't crunch? No, I mean I could put granola in it. But I don't have any granola right now. Oh, Steven, you're supposed to bring something up with you.
What's that?
In the pantry.
Yeah.
On the right side near the sliced mushrooms, I think.
Yeah.
There's a yellow bag.
Yeah.
Bring that up with...
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Chrissy G asked what flavor jam is in my yogurt. Costco had the Bon Maman jam on sale, so I picked some up. Adam Becca says cottage cheese and jam. I've never liked cottage cheese. I don't know what it is. I feel like I should. I just never have. Steven will be up in a second. We have an Eddie.
Stop kicking that phantasm and start eating Tiny Eddie's gigantic asphalt sticks.
There's really nothing special about that Eddie. That's just giant concrete, not concrete, asphalt. Keyboard. But that is a great Eddie that came up. Mouse. There's Mouse. We had 1,500 bits, 1,050 bits from Anise who said, "Hey Eddie, can I get a motivational snack to power me through the end of April? Political financial cycles, crunch time, but at least it gives great overtime pay. Also asking for the vibes if possible." Of course, Anise, you can have the vibes. It is a busy time here as well, as tax season is ending mid-April, so there's a deadline. But Eddie just wants you to eat some road. I don't think it'd go down too good, though. Steven, did you hear this, Eddie?
What is it?
Gigantic asphalt sticks.
Oh. That seems crunchy.
It does seem crunchy.
Give me the bird!
We had a 45-month resub from Colin, and 29 months from Culk9, and 36 months from A Person Dude 1. Got a 3.
The ambitious way to show your trickery. Tiny Eddie's fuzzy cream pastries.
It's 1,000 bits from the Leaf. Alright, Eddie. Your sore throat snack didn't work. Now I need a get over sickness snack. The strongest you've got. Also sending good vibes so that no one else gets sick. Fuzzy cream pastries. That sounds like you might have some white mold there, Eddie.
It's penicillin.
It's penicillin? Oh.
Penicillin.
Oh, that'll help you get over a sickness.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's what yeah.
Yeah.
See, Eddie's always a step ahead.
It may not be the snack you think you want, but it's
No.
the snack Eddie thinks you need.
Yeah. You know, and if you're eating something and you're like,
There you go.
what is in this? And Eddie's like, is it good? Yeah, it's pretty good. It's just, it's got something fuzzy in it. It's mold. Oh my god, it's penicillin. I don't think this is the way. It's fine. Hi everybody. Good morning. I took a little bit longer. Sorry, I was making some toast. Sometimes, quite frequently actually, I feel like in the mornings I don't necessarily have to eat. I want like a cup of coffee, but I don't necessarily need something to eat. But this morning I'm hungry, very hungry, and I'm like,
We had
oh
a big dinner.
yeah, we did. But did we eat early?
No?
For whatever reason, I am hungry today, and I made myself some toast. And Mal said that these were in the pantry, so I guess I'm gonna have a live prune tasting today. But I want to eat my toast first, or at least some of it.
Lazy yet seriously mouth-watering. Tiny Eddie's mustard-coated crude bites.
Ooh, that sounds kind of good. Those bits from Aldo says, crunchitize me, Eddie. Mustard-coated crude bites.
They're crudité.
I'm sorry?
It's crudité.
You know what this makes me think of? It makes me think of, y'all know so pretzels come in a variety of like shapes and sizes, textures, thicknesses, crunch levels, etc. One of them that they sell is, it's like, how do you describe, it's just like bits and pieces, like they're already destroyed. And a lot of the different companies, Snyder's is a good example, a lot of them do, you know, they're dusted with different flavors, and mustard coated like pretzel
Like
bites.
powdered mustard?
Yeah. I think they have a name for it. The Snyder's has a name for them, but I don't remember what they're called. It's not crude bites, but that's like what it made me think of. And I really like those. They're not my favorite way to enjoy a pretzel, because they're a little hard, to be perfectly honest. But Snyder has like a brand, like a name for that style of pretzel. Are they called pretzel bites? What are they called? Pretzel pieces? And maybe it's pieces. Possibly.
Adapting the world-renowned novel Attack on Magic Carpet into a farming sim game where you clean every heel it avoid.
1,000 bits from Darbicus. You've eaten your snacks, now you need a game to wash down the asphalt and mold. Y'all remember that world-renowned novel Attack on Magic Carpet? It's all about Aladdin.
Uh-huh.
A farming sim game where you clean every heel and avoid. Does that make Stardew Valley better? Where you have to clean everyone's heel in town, but you do it while standing at a nether portal?
Yep.
This one is very off the rails. Some of them manage to have just I mean, the elements are random, but sometimes they're put together in such a tapestry. You're like, oh, look at that. And then other times it's like, what if we take the farming sim? And then people get their feet cleaned.
Just their heels.
One tiny section of their feet. It's fine. 500 bits and bubbles, who says, my 3-year-old loves your Mario LP and was trying to help you guys defeat Bowser in the latest episode. Aw, I love it. Tell them that they're helping. That the only way we can defeat Bowser is with their help. We should start including just random elements of episodes that are very like Dora the Explorer-esque. Like we start.
Should we now?
We stop attacking a boss and then we just turn towards the camera and we say, "Help!" Do you see a clue? Do you see a clue? I love that. I think it's great. We got 3 bits of Full Metal Grizz, who says, so here's a pork joke. What do you get when you cross a pig and a cactus? A porcupine. I like it. You know what that reminded me of? Recently, as in like the last day or two, I've been going through the Super Nintendo library just to like look at what games there are. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty familiar with the Super Nintendo library, but like not like intimately familiar, because there's games that I don't know about, right? And I was reminded of a game that I've never played, but I'm sure I would enjoy because it's a licensed Looney Tunes game. And that is Porky Pig's, I think it's Haunted Holiday. So it's like it's a game where he plays Porky Pig, mm-hmm. and it's in like a haunted house. And I'm like, oh, that'd be fun. Anyway, that's my story.
Great story.
Thank you. 35 months. 35 months from Summer Essentia. 42 months from Mr. Game Boy. 54 months from Squid Baconator. 36 months from Charlemagne 25. Congrats on the 3. The Daffy Duck game is better. Which one? I had when I was a kid. I had Roadrunner's Death Valley Rally, which was hard. It's really hard. And then I also had Duck Dodgers, the Martian missions. Yeah, that's the one I had. I had Duck Dodgers Martian mission. I think that's the whole title. I never beat either of them as a kid. But I got further in Daffy Duck than I did in Roadrunner. Roadrunner was hard. It was remarkably difficult. I would probably do better as an adult though, because
I would hope so.
When you're a child, struggle with things that you don't struggle with as an adult. I want to go back and replay some of those Looney Tunes games. And there's other ones I never played either, so I want to try them. We got 22 months from Musicos 1. 500 bits from One Weird Cat. Says, got an interview for a new job today, so I might miss the end of stream. Bird for good luck. Good luck.
Good luck with your interview.
With the interview. Hope the interview goes well.
I was distracted by Cappy.
That's never happened before.
I have a blanket, and I really want him to come over here. It's Blanket Trap.
I saw someone, it scrolled past, I saw someone mention the arcade game for Roadrunner. I have played that. They had that at New Hampshire.
Oh, yeah.
New Hampshire.
Fun Spot.
Fun Spot. They had that in New Hampshire. Yeah, there was one of those in New Hampshire. Was that one played with a trackball?
I don't remember it. I only remember Space Harrier.
My memory's a little fuzzy, but I do remember playing it and being like, oh, this is neat. Yeah, I want to go back there. I want to go back to Fun Spot. Really bad. I don't know when. Yeah, okay, good. My brain, I was like, was my brain like inventing this? I knew I had played it, but I couldn't remember if it had a trackball or not. But I was like, I'm pretty sure it does. That place was so cool. So cool. I had so many like arcade machines I've just never seen in my life. We got 16 months from Svandera, 14 months from Shattered Muse, 5 months from Candy Lou B, 46 months from Darbigus. We got 300 bits from Cheesehammer. It says, so watching some old videos, and apparently my kind are grown by Gorons? Hammers are some kind of special crop? I'm not sure how you figured that out. I thought they were talking about bombs until you said otherwise, but good to know more about my origins. Not the only person on Earth who thought that the Goron special crop were hammers. I'm not saying that there's a lot of other people, but I'm saying I'm not the only person. Listen, that's another example of like when you're a kid, you don't maybe get it.
Or when you're an adult, maybe you don't always get it.
We're all just doing our best. What's he doing?
He went in there twice, and then into our bedroom. What are you doing?
You on a security walk?
Perimeter.
Perimeter check.
Mm-hmm. You doing a perimeter
come
check?
on
I
up,
got
buddy.
Blanky. You love Blanky.
He does love Blanky.
Oh, I saw Blanky. Hi.
We will encourage you directly. I wanted to take a brief moment, and you know, this is very much knock on wood, but I wanted to say that Kepler is doing well.
Aren't you doing good, baby?
I'm gonna dedicate like a vlog day to talk about it at some point. I'm still giving it a little bit of time just to see, but as a reminder, over the past, few weeks, he was slowly transitioned off of his steroid and onto a different medicine, because the steroid, even though it was helping with his triaditis, it was screwing up his heart. So he's been transitioned very, very slowly, like 4-week transition
We had to taper
period.
off the steroid and at the same time taper on his next med.
Very taper, like
Very
4-week
taper.
taper. And now he's been on his new meds without any steroid in his system for about a week. And No puking.
No puking.
Everybody buries pears.
So that's good. You know, and like it's one of those things like I probably want to give it just a little bit more time, make sure everything is going okay before I celebrate too much, but like that's real good because
His mood has been different.
his mood's been a little different. I didn't know if I should have chalked that up explicitly to the fact that we were gone for Coliseum
Yeah.
or if his mood just changed a little bit. But yeah, he's definitely a little more rowdy than he has been. But whatever. It's fine.
No puking.
No puking.
Still wants Snuggles.
Which was the big thing, so fingers crossed this continues to work. Because it would fix our problems, right? Because the issue was like, yeah, steroid good for his stomach, but bad for his heart. So this hopefully will be like, now good for stomach and heart is not affected. So yeah, I'm happy about it. I haven't spent a lot of time talking about it because I've just been patiently waiting. Like, oh God, is he gonna throw up? But so far he hasn't. So yeah, we'll see what the next like 2 weeks look like. Anyway, was that the thing you were stressed out about? I mean, I have spent time being stressed out about Kepler in the past, but no, I've got so many other things to stress me out. That's right. I'm
Don't
taking
we,
care.
baby?
I'm taking care of some of them.
Mm-hmm.
I've had little things I've had to do, and I'm taking care of some of them, but it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. We got 3 bits from Colin who says, "Clown me, Daddy." I say that every
Do you?
Saturday night. It's fine. It's totally fine. How's the main one going? The main source of stress is I. 300 bits from Summer Censor says, "Morning. I was watching Friday streams VOD with my friend a few days ago, and she got so invested in the Universe Against Flowers story and wanted me to politely ask you to tell the whole story." What? Oh! Okay, Mr. Deathkill's got me. The time where you wanted to get Mal flowers. That is what you meant, okay? I was just like...
I didn't get it either.
I was like, Universe Against Flowers. I understand. Okay, yes. Sure. Let me get through the... There's only a few more alerts. Let me get through the few more alerts, and then I'll tell that story, because some folks may not have heard that. And it's a pretty good story. It's kind of sad. But it's a pretty good story. We have 300 bits from Socially Awkward Aspie, who says, "Good morning, grandparents from a very cold Pacific Northwest. It is currently 30 degrees here in Puyallup, Washington." I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I've been asked to say that before, and then my brain remembers it, and then it forgets it. Puyallup. Nope.
It's about 30 here, too. We've had to have our taps going at night.
I mean, it quite literally reads, "Pull y'all up." Pull y'all up. We have 4 months from Diarity, 34 months from The Bassoonist, 7 months from Fear the Fluff, 100 bits from Salmon Noir, 29 months from Goombario, and 300 bits from Satsu says, "Hope everyone's got what they want from the 3DS eShop. I've procrastinated it all year, and now I've got a new SD card coming because I ran out of space for my re-downloads. Also pain. But I'll explain that later." Pairs. Yeah, there's 11 days, 12 days to get all the things you want. Is it downloads too, or is it just buying new things? I don't know exactly how it works. But there's a limited amount of time to get the download stuff that you want.
I knew it
onto
was
your
happening,
3DS.
and that's the extent of my knowledge.
So, yeah. For buying new things. Okay, yeah. Well, anything you bought you can always re-download. Always. Oh, always. Vaguely always. Yeah, if y'all didn't know that, do take a little look in the next soon, because you won't be able to get stuff. Yeah. I have not thought about it, but I'm not gonna think about it. I'm just not gonna think about it.
So our weather's been cold.
It's not false.
And
Let me eat some of this.
tomorrow we have a beautiful high of 70, and today's 65. But like, it's gonna dip back cold again, and then finally maybe warm up for the season. But houses down here are not insulated properly because they don't really need it unless it gets cold. So like, we got a text message from our property manager who was like, hey, run your taps at night. And the house is, you know, pretty well insulated, I've noticed. So I only run the taps that sit on the outside walls of the house. And just a little drizzle all night.
You talked about this on Tuesday.
I did? Mm-hmm. Okay. I hadn't slept much that night. I got more sleep last night.
Although, it is still relevant of like, we've been
doing it.
We've been running taps for 3 days. Not all day,
Yeah,
but
no, just at night.
but across 3 different days we've had to do it. I'm ready for that to stop.
Yep.
Because it's been too cold to like go out and do stuff. Today is different. Today's high 65, so I'm gonna be outside. But yeah. Property manager pays the water bill. Nope. Nope. But if we break the pipes,
We pay for that repair.
we'll pay for that repair. So we gotta run the water and then pay for said water. But it's usually not that bad.
Yeah.
It's usually not that bad. Just
It was really cold over Christmas, and we had to run them 24/7 over Christmas.
yeah. It's good.
You know, that does look good. I was kind of jealous of the toast.
Okay, well, I need this one
Okay.
because if I eat the prune and I'm like, oh no, I want this to get. This is
There's
what helps me.
cookies over there.
Yeah.
Oh, are we gonna flip in? We got flip. Okay. Oh no, we want Steven? Okay, bye.
There you go. Take a sip.
Take a sit. We had 300 bits from Somber Noir. Happy early birthday, Steven. Last breakfast stream before our birthday. My birthday is also March 20th. Hope you have a great first day of spring.
Same to you. Happy early birthday. Yeah, that's God. That is soon, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Oh, it's 4 days.
It is. I was just talking to someone else who has a birthday soon.
Yeah.
And they are the same age as me. They're turning the same age as I'm going to be turning. We had a good back and forth about how they were 2 weeks older than me.
You're only a little bit older than me.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Like 2 weeks. Plus.
There's 54 weeks in a year, so it's
No, there's not.
52 weeks in a year.
Close, yeah.
So,
Yeah, 2 weeks plus like 45 weeks.
minus. I'm older, you are younger.
Yeah, but I said you were.
Younger.
I said you were older.
Did you? I
Yeah.
thought you said younger.
It's okay. Have you told them about running the taps?
Yeah.
It is weird. Like I haven't thought about my birthday at all. So I'm gonna do like something special on my birthday, probably.
Yeah?
Like a mug cake.
You want a mug cake? Okay.
I don't want like a big cake. It's too big.
You want a little cake? Little cake?
A mug cake.
Okay.
You can make one too.
A mug cake?
We'll each make a mug cake and then we'll clank our glasses together and go, birthday. I home out brownies? Oh god. Do I? I probably do.
I thought we made brownies.
Did I make brownies?
No.
So maybe I owe you brownies.
Yeah.
I don't know how this works. Anyway, 54 months from Bloop64. Appreciate it. The reader from Socially Awkward Asper says, it's okay, Grandpa. It's pronounced pew all up. One of these days you'll remember. Pew all up. Pew all up. It's really hard to remember. Okay, let me tell you the Universe Against Flowers story. Briefly. In college, Mal and I had been dating for a while. I think we were engaged. I think we had just gotten engaged.
Yes.
Because this was
That would have been that semester, yes.
Yeah, this was during Mal's senior show for school. Mal's a year older than me, so she was finishing up her college at the same time I was finishing up my college.
I took 5 years because I transferred.
Yeah.
And then I had to take another semester.
And so I was going through senior year of SCAD, and Mal was going through senior year in Wisconsin, and she was doing her senior show, and it was you and like what, 3 other students?
They were all art ed majors. The 4 of us were art ed.
And you had they had like a little gallery, and they were putting on a show, and I was
It was a requirement for graduation.
And I had the thought of like, oh, wouldn't this be nice to send flowers to Mallory and have them like delivered to the venue? Like, hey, these are from your fiance. Good job on the show.
You did it.
And I reached out to one of Mal's friends or something.
She was in my major.
Yeah, I knew someone who, like...
That knew me.
I knew someone who knew Mal who was up there who was a florist. And I was like, cool.
Yeah, that was her part-time job.
Cool, this will be perfect. So I reached out to her on Facebook, and I was like, I want to get these flowers. I want to have them delivered to Mal for her show.
Yeah, we had an opening party and...
Yeah, and she's like, oh, that's such a nice idea. And I was like, I agree. So then I did I like gave her the credit card number over the phone or whatever. Like we did all the stuff, and she's like, cool. She'll have these on whatever. And I was like, great. And I did this, I don't know, a few weeks early. And, you know, the day of the show comes, and I was like, oh, today's Mal's show. I'm really excited because she's, you know, going to get these flowers. And then, you know, I'm just kind of waiting to hear from Mal. Never hear anything from Mal.
I posted photos from the opening.
Mal posted photos from the opening, and nothing happened. And then finally I sent her a message, and I was like...
Oh, there were flowers at the opening.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So I sent Mal a message, and I was like, how was your show? And she's like, oh, it was great. And I was like...
Anything special happened?
Yeah, anything special? You get anything? And she was like, no. And I was like, okay. So then I reached out to the person, the florist, and I was like, hey, Mallory did not get the flowers. And she said, ah, yeah. And I was like, mm-hmm. And she's like, the flowers that you wanted, we didn't have any. So I was waiting until like some came in. And I was like, I'm sorry, you must be new at humanity. The important part was not the flowers. Well, that part didn't really matter. It didn't matter that we had, like, this specific flower. The important part was the event. The event. The thing that we were celebrating. It could have been any flower. I don't care whether. It could have been dandelions. Like, that part didn't matter. It was the fact that, like, you know, we wanted to have it for the event. The fact that I had to explain this to someone was neat. And she was like, oh, well... I'll have the bouquet ready or whatever it was in a few days, and I was like, no,
No, you were like, I guess that's fine, and that didn't happen either.
Was that what happened? I knew it was like much worse than I could have ever thought.
It was.
Yeah. So anyway, then that didn't happen.
Yeah.
And then eventually I was like, just give me my money back or whatever. And then that ended up, I think, being a difficult thing too. So yeah, it was a very big rigmarole, and it was like the first big time I was like, I was going to get mouth flowers, and then it didn't work.
The roses you got me,
Yeah.
they look beautiful. They've really opened up. I know that vlog's not out yet.
Yeah, but I think we talked about the flowers on breakfast stream. Yeah, I believe there was another time since between then and now where I had tried to get you flowers and it also didn't work out. I don't remember the specifics of that story because the first one was so bad. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, Summer Century, you're welcome. That is the story, and why for the longest time I was like, oh, flowers don't do so good. I think there was another time. I just don't remember what the specifics were. Anyway, now I've given mouth flowers. I seriously, like, the flowers that I gave her the other day, like, this is the first time.
Yeah.
Like, we've been together for 15 years, and that's the first time I've ever given mouth flowers.
You can give me more. Just go to Costco. They were real cheap.
Yeah, well, in 15 years, I'll give you some more. Is that? I think that's the
No,
normal.
no.
That's the normal distribution
No.
for flowers.
No.
No.
I was thinking like a couple times a year.
Oh my god.
They
Oh,
were like $12, weren't they?
I mean, a little bit more, but yeah, they're relatively inexpensive. Yeah. So you don't want flowers every 15 years. You want flowers every 15 months.
Less
You
than that.
every 1.5 months.
15 weeks.
15 weeks. You do have a birthday coming up.
I know.
It's just like flowers all the time.
I haven't gotten you anything for your birthday. I hope you know that. I'll make you fancy dinner. We can go out.
You're gonna make me a fancy dinner out?
Or we can go out.
That would be wild. We stroll into
There are places in town where you go and you can cook.
There are, which
Yeah.
is kind of wild. Like, I get it. It's a novel experience.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, on paper, the idea of we're going to go to a restaurant and I'm going to pay to cook. It's like, oh, all right. It's a little different. I bet Waffle House is... Oh, have we ever told the story of when Alex and Haley were at a Waffle House in Birmingham and someone came in with mystery meat?
That was dripping.
That was dripping and was like, I want y'all to cook this. And the Waffle House employees were like, all right.
We can't. They fought him for a little bit.
Yeah, but they ended up doing it.
Yeah, they did.
They ended up doing it. Yeah, they told them they couldn't do it, and then eventually they did it. And Alex and Haley were there, and they were like, this is wild.
We were just telling that story to Brandon.
Yeah, that's a good story. That's a great... I love the idea. It's in the middle of the day. It's the afternoon. People are at the Waffle House. And someone comes in with just a bag. It's like, I need you to cook this. And they're like, sir, we can't. Come on now. Just cook it for me. And they're like, all right. Just throw it on the grill with everyone else's food. All right. I haven't seen... I saw that there's a Waffle House SNL skit. I haven't seen it yet, but I really...
You know it exists.
I know it exists. I should watch it because then I can give my play-by-play on how accurate it is. I've had so many great experiences at a Waffle House. I really have. I love it. We got 35 months from Gamer Girl Life 2108. Appreciate it. Thank you. And I'm gonna try a prune. Sunsweet is the brand. Someone was asking about that earlier. Sunsweet. Amazon prunes. The feel-good fruit. Oh, wait. Oh, they're not Amazon. It's Amazing. Sorry. This is not terribly clear. It's Amazing, I think. Amazing prunes. The feel-good fruit. Enjoy living life to the fullest when you give your body the nutrition from Sunsweet, Emma's exclamation point, and prunes.
I got the smallest bag I could.
Because it feels good to feel good. The taste is in the shape.
What? That sounds like a Tiny Eddie thing. The taste is
Yeah, I think I don't think I was awake enough to read that. I think I'm about to wake up. Factually incorrect.
Circles taste different from triangles.
Have you tried this square? I'm gonna try this again. The taste is in the shape. Trademark. Tiny Eddie can't even touch that. Someone else already got that. Only Sunsweet can bring you our patented pitting process that creates tastier, more tender fruit with less pits and the plump round shape we're known for. The taste is in the shape.
Open it.
Oh my god.
We had 5 gift subs from Domo Arigato, and they went to Harlequin X-Girl, Rian75, Korean Kimchi 33, Golden Fire Link, and Remote Bird. Thank you, Domo Arigato.
That actually hasn't come through yet.
It hasn't?
I know that
I saw it in chat.
I know that you don't that this is your first stream with us, so you don't know how our alert system works. But it's actually color coded to let you know
When
that
it's gone through?
it's happened. Yeah.
But I saw it in chat.
Yeah. So the chat is on the left.
I know that.
I don't know if you. Sorry, I know this is your first stream with us here on Breakfast Stream, but the
Can I
chat
go
is.
back to bed?
It sounds like you might need to. Have you told them about the taps?
So we had to leave our taps running.
I was making a note to add the taste is in the placeholder to Eddie.
I'm so glad you did that, Chaz.
Damarigato, thank you for the gift subs. We appreciate it. And we also had 33 months from Risky Click 1996. You get that email and you're like, Risky Click. So this Sunsweet, when it comes to shapes, one of the shapes that they don't feel very strongly about is cutting tiny holes in the side to allow you to tear this, because this needs scissors.
Here. No, give it here.
Oh wait, no it doesn't. It's invisible. I found it. Crisis has been averted. Hey, this is my first. This is gonna be my first prune. So anyway, I started tapping. Bits from Shy. Hold on, I'm smelling.
I wanted to smell. Okay, yeah. Smells just like I expected.
Have you had a prune before?
Yes.
Really?
I remember eating them at like 6 years old.
Do these have...
You don't want to eat too many of them. They are very, very, very fibrous. People keep them around kind of like a medicine because of how much fiber is in them. And who knows what they're going to do to your bowels. Poggers. Poggers.
Just down the whole bag. So there's 5 servings per container, which is, I don't know, like maybe 5. A serving would be maybe 5 prunes.
I suggest you eat 1, maybe 2.
But
I would not eat any more than that.
5 prunes is only 3 grams of dietary fiber. It's only 12% of your daily value. You'd have to eat a fart load of prunes. Like if you're trying to,
Listen, we have plans tonight. Don't push it.
I don't even know if I like these. I'm just gonna eat one. I only wanted one prune.
I know. I bought one. That was the
Eat
smallest.
the whole bag then, coward.
That was the smallest bag I could buy.
One is a fart load. Woo, it's funny.
I got those Wednesday before we had people over
Are they sticky?
Or was it Tuesday?
Are these? Is my fingers gonna be
was
sticky the rest of the
Tuesday.
breakfast room if I touch these?
It's like eating a raisin.
Is it?
But I was at Harris Teeter, and Brandon was on a work call. And I said, I hate everything about this, and he laughed. And then I had to find the smallest bag that they sold, because I did not want to have a bunch of prunes around that we're not going to eat. And? Oh, you're gonna have another one?
I want to make sure I'm getting it now. This is actually 2 stuck together, but that's fine.
Oh my god.
Just 3.
We have plans later. Because I'll go by myself, I will.
I'll tell you one thing.
What?
The taste is in the shape.
Oh my god.
I get it now. I understand. Like, that patented pitting process, I mean, that has created a tastier, more tender fruit.
In the shape.
So here's my take on this. As someone who has never had a prune. This tastes like...
A shape.
It tastes like a raisin that was given a little extra life. Because raisins are like, they're very wrinkly, they're dehydrated, like there's not a whole lot, they're very chewy. These aren't that, but they have that taste. So it tastes similar to a mega, yeah, it's kind of like a mega raisin. It tastes like a raisin, but the texture is not all that similar to a raisin. They're very good. Like if you like the taste of a raisin, like you would like a prune. It just tastes like a big raisin. They're good. They're actually quite good. I would eat this whole bag.
Did you know? It feels good to feel good.
Yeah?
The taste is in the advantage. Tiny Eddie's vibrant kale puffs.
God. Chaz works so fast. Jesus. That was Bits from Leaf. Says, Tiny Eddie, I think we can enhance the flavor of these shapes. What do you have? The taste is in the advantage. Tiny Eddie's vibrant kale puffs. Isn't that real? Do they have those?
Kale puffs?
Well, they make,
Kale chips?
Well, they make kale chips, but don't they already make them in, like, you know how they have just the Cheetos Puffs, which are, it's the best Cheeto, by the way. Cheeto Puff, best Cheeto.
Disagree.
I
I like both. But I like the not puff more.
I like both, but I like the puff more. Anyway, don't they make that with kale yet? Ain't I seen that at like a Trader Joe's or something? The crunchy, I like crunchy Cheetos, but like to even suggest that those are better than cheesy puffs, like, what? The puffs, when you put the puffs in your mouth and you crunch them down, and then it's like this puff film that's just in your mouth.
Is the taste in the shape? The puff shape?
I'll tell you, the taste is in the shape. I'm so glad that we got the taste is in the shape out of this. Like, we got an addition to Tiny Eddie. We got like a VOD title. The taste is in the shape. I don't know what to tell you. I really like toast. Did you have a prune?
No, I've had them before. What?
You took my coffee.
I know, I needed a little sip. I had a tickle in my throat.
Oh. I thought, oh, she ate a prune.
No, I've had them. I liked them as a kid.
They're good. They're good. They're just big raisins. They're big raisins. They got a good round shape.
Is the taste in it?
Taste is in the shape. We get 300 bits from Full Metal Grizz with the George Chicory, the Star Rain, and 300 bits from Colin with the George Poggy Star Rain. Thank you both. And also 27 months of Tier 2 Gold Toast from Radio Dread. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Line back. How's your toast?
It's offsetting the prunes and coffee.
Good.
Maybe. I don't know.
Is the taste in the toast shape?
The taste is in the toast shape. I'm almost done. Anyway, tell them about the taps.
So we've had the taps running. Kepler loves it because that means he gets free drink all the time.
Very convenient for Kepler.
Uh-huh. Much happy cat.
In the mornings, you open up the bathroom door. He always runs in there and he's like, I want a drink. First thing.
Drink, 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 drink.
He's been very confused for the past 3 days because when I open up the door, he jumps up and he's like, this is already on. Okay, great. So he gets to enjoy that.
Yeah.
One of the things that we had purchased in the previous home and then we never got a chance to use was that automatic.
Yeah, the water thing.
We never,
Maybe I'll get that up and running.
yeah, we never got around to like setting that up. But he would appreciate it because he likes it. Yeah, we have this thing.
That hooks to the faucet.
And it is exactly what it sounds. It's like a motion sensor for a cat. If the cat wants to drink out of the sink, the cat can jump up and it'll make the sink do. Mm-hmm. It's neat. But when we got it at our last place,
the plumbing was done so cheaply at our last place.
Yeah.
That the pressure from doing it that way caused the faucet to leak water, like under the cabinet.
Our last house was bad.
Yeah.
It was real bad.
Yeah.
Like, in our time there, our very short time, like we got a chance to see.
We were there for like 3 years.
I mean, we weren't there 3 whole years. We were there for 2.5 years. Which in the grand scheme of things is a relatively short time. Is it possible to spend less time at a home? Yes. But is 2.5 years generally considered not like a ton of time? It's not like a ton of time.
Coffee!
Anyway. That place wasn't great.
Lunar, sent me a message.
The scrumptiousness is in the devil. Tiny Eddie's mustard glazed mule hypnotolites.
The scrumptiousness is in the devil.
Hypno Delights. That's what that was.
That was a bit some cheese hammer. Another thing that's great for digestion. Large quantities of cheese. Just so much cheese. Or maybe an Eddie snack instead. Yeah, if you really want to...
Well, if you want to go one way, eat cheese. If you want to go the other, eat prunes.
I would just eat both and let fate decide. My stomach would just be angry. Just so angry.
I'm angry.
Tiny Eddie's mustard glazed mule Hypno Delights. I think Hypno Delight just sounds like something from Futurama. But also has the flavor of mule. You know, I've never eaten a mule, and I don't see a lot of opportunity for that coming up. Doesn't seem like that's really on the docket for
No, it's not.
For anything soon. Oh, I have to tell you a story. When we were at the Runaway Guys Coliseum, there was a afternoon where Josh and I went to get lunch, and it was just me and him. We walked over to where some restaurants were, and I was like, "What do you want to eat?" And he's like, "I don't know." And I was like, "Indian?" And he was like, "Yeah, that sounds good." Because there's a Indian place that we had seen. None of us had eaten there yet.
I think Carlos ate there Thursday.
Oh yeah. But we were like, oh, let's go get Indian, and it was a great place. It got really good portions, and it came with a lot of naan, and it was very, very good. But when I was looking at the menu, I was trying to decide what to get. One of the things they had was goat, and I was like, oh, I've never had goat before. And I looked at Josh, and I was like, maybe I'll get lamb. Because Josh's mom raises goats, and I was like, that might be a little too close to home. And he was like, yeah, probably a little bit. And I was like, okay, good to know. Speaking of, I don't know if we mentioned it on Tuesday. Josh's mom is actually in town.
Yep.
So was it Tuesday that
it
we
was
had?
Tuesday.
So on Tuesday, we actually had a little party, and everyone was here, and Josh's mom's here, and we all got to hang out and
yeah, we made barbecue and
eat things
baked beans, and Brandon made collard greens.
She did not bring the goats with her,
No.
although she did inform us that when we saw her, I think she had 5 goats, and she now has 14. Which is goat up. It's a lot. It's a lot. Hoping a lot. Yeah. So yeah. She's doing well. Yeah, she has. I don't know what her specific YouTube channel is, but I know she has a YouTube channel where she like videos the goats and stuff. Good morning, Haley.
Good morning, Haley. Yeah, she was showing Haley photos of the goats.
Yeah, there was at one point everyone was like talking and stuff, and then I looked over, and she's bent down like showing Haley her phone. I was like, she's showing her those goats. I didn't even see all 14 goats.
No, I only saw the 5 when we were there.
Have you had goat cheese before? Yes. It's not my favorite cheese. But it's
one of my favorites.
I will tell you, goat cheese is one of those that
Some of them look like Leica.
They do have the same coloration apparently. Goat cheese is something that really has grown on me in the past like 10 years or a little bit longer. I remember when we started working at Carrabba's, they one of the first things they did,
Chicken Brian.
Yeah, one of the first things they did is they had the cooks make a bunch of the food and bring it out for us, me and Mao and a few of the other like new employees that were being trained, and they wanted us to try everything so we could,
know what the dishes were.
Yeah, know what things were, which makes sense. Everywhere should do that. And we tried the chicken brine, which has got a big old dollop of goat cheese on it, and I don't know if I'd had goat cheese prior to that, to be honest. And when I had it, my first thought was just like, good Lord, like this is so...
That was a strong goat cheese. They're not all strong like that, though.
Well, that one was very strong, and I was just like, it's so strong. And like, it was fine.
That's my favorite dish.
It was fine, but dear Lord, it was so strong. And in the years since, I've had goat cheese on more occasions, and now it's still not my favorite cheese, but like I'm much more... Okay, like I'll willingly consume it as opposed to like that too strong. That too strong. Anyway.
We had 300 bits from Shy, who says, my favorite Fate/Stay Night story, Unlimited Waterworks. What?
Sorry, I'm turning on the tap one more time.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Sorry, that was my body was trying to decide if that was a sneeze or a cough. I was riding that line for a long time.
Yeah, this is Tom Nook and Timmy and Tommy.
Was that in our bedroom?
It was on the beanbag.
Yeah. I believe that was given to us by JJ Nerial.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Kepi saw it. We
Kepi
held it up on the
loves
mail
it.
video, and then Kepi just, this is mine now.
It's actually a very nice. I want the cat on my lap blanket because the blanket itself is very thin, so it's not like super warm.
But it's soft.
But it's soft, and the cat likes it because it's soft.
He good cat.
Yeah, Haley and Alex just got a 3 Wolf Moon blanket. It's very cool.
It is.
It's very cool. We got 35 months from Moonlit Boulevard. Morning. 3 Bits from Cheesehammer says, so instead of asking the goats to say hi to their mother for you, you had to ask the mother to say hi to her goats for you. Also, goat cheese is good cheese because all cheese is good cheese. Hey, say hi to your goats for me. I don't know if people get that reference. I mean, Cheesehammer does, but it's a little obscure.
So, you've grown to like some cheeses.
It's true.
And your favorite football team is?
The Seattle Mudcrabs.
Okay, I can see. Well, you're not quite ready for that Wisconsin dual citizenship card.
My first... It's not that my first exposure to cheese was Wisconsin or anything. That'd be insane.
I know.
My mom is a
I know, your mom likes
My
cheese.
mom loves cheese, so we grew up eating a lot of cheese. But when I visited Wisconsin for the first time, my mom took me to Simon's Cheese Factory.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
Cheese
know.
Factory.
When you say, I will say real quick, just as a little clarification here. When you say Cheese Factory, it really makes it sound like you're on like a factory tour.
Well, it's the outlet store at the factory.
I just want to clarify for those watching that it's not. I didn't go on a factory
it's the
tour.
store at the
But
factory.
it's Simon's Cheese Factory because it's a factory where they produce cheese. But it's like the gift shop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, when we first went there, I was like, oh my god, this is. People are really serious about cheese here. Like, really serious.
I still need to take you to Woodman's.
I haven't been to that one.
Well, it's the one I filmed last time I was in Wisconsin, and I was like, look at all this cheese. That's Woodman's.
That was nuts. That was absolutely wild. And, like, you know, I like cheese. I don't think I like it like Wisconsinites do. But you did an entire cheese theme stream. I vaguely remember that. We've done somewhat. We've done like the charcuterie as part of tabletop. We could do an entire cheese stream.
Yeah.
Haley would have to help us.
We'll just call Woodman's next time when we're in Wisconsin and be like, hey, can we live stream from Woodman's? And we'll try some cheeses, and then we'll purchase them.
Noted.
There's also a lot of sausage. Like
I'd
summer
rather
sausage
have the
and
cheese
brats.
than the sausage. And again, sausage
Yeah.
sausage is the same way. Like, I like sausage, but I don't want to just.
And Kringle, they had Kringle.
Yeah, all of these things kill you. What's something in Wisconsin that they're known for that's like, this is slightly healthier?
Wisconsin healthy?
Oh no. I guess beer, cheese, and brat state is not the best.
Yeah, that's not really.
Snow.
Cranberries. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, cranberries. That's a good answer. That's a good answer. Yeah.
I loved driving past all the cranberry bogs.
Yeah, y'all got the bogs. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, that's a reasonable one. Yeah, I mean, I like cranberries.
You're one to talk sweet tea.
Oh, well, yeah, they would be harder. It wouldn't be like collards, right? So actually, that's one of the things that we eat on Tuesday was collards.
Yeah.
Although collards can be prepared a variety of ways.
There was a pound of bacon in
and there
those
was a pound
collards.
of bacon.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Brandon made the collards. And, you know, on their own,
Yeah, if you're eating just a straight up leaf.
if you're eating a leaf, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's just you don't typically eat it that way.
No.
Yeah. There's some healthy things in the South. It's just we normally make them not healthy. You know, like we have okra, and like okra's delicious, and we usually fry that.
Yeah.
And, you know, tea has a lot of various health benefits, and we decided that maybe we should put
Enough sugar in it to make it a super saturated solution.
yeah.
You could make rock candy in sweet tea.
Yeah, you could do that. That's something you could do.
Slick Duke says, you could say the same about the Midwest. All of those salads. I was just explaining Snicker salad to Josh's mom. And Haley and I learned we make it differently from each other.
I don't. Yeah, but it's going to be the same thing. I can't eat it because it makes me.
You don't like Cool Whip.
Yeah.
I know.
There's a difference.
I
though.
tried to make you eat Snicker salad once, like the first year we were married.
Yeah. Yeah, I recoiled.
Yeah.
Did I try it?
I don't know if you did. I don't think I got you to try it.
I
I think you, like, you were, like, not okay with it.
I think I probably had a complete breakdown because I loved you.
Ambrosia salad?
I loved you and wanted to like, oh, this is a thing that you like, but like it was so
That I made?
terrifying.
Please explain to this Brit what it is. Snicker salad. So I'm gonna explain the way I make it, and then Haley just doesn't use one of the ingredients. Mine is half Cool Whip, which is it's similar to whipped cream, but it's made with oil. It's interesting. So it's Cool Whip, and I use vanilla pudding. Haley does not use vanilla pudding. And I mix them together, and then you put in chopped green apples and chopped Snicker candy bars. But when I make it with Kit Kats because I can't have Snickers. Snicker salad.
Anyway, salad.
Thank you, Chaz. That looks like it has marshmallows in it?
All I know is that this
People eat this as an entree? It's on a potluck table.
I think that
It looks like potato salad.
I think you've only ever made that in our marriage one time.
Yeah, because for the longest time, out of the two of us, only one of us ate it.
So what you're saying is now that Haley is around, there's
But she makes it differently.
a higher increase of but if you made it, she'd eat it, and if she made it, you'd eat it.
I mean, yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not going
What's in
to. I'm not going
ambrosia?
to eat it.
Ambrosia's a similar dish. It has coconut, mini marshmallows,
There's like
cherries,
oranges or mangoes or something. in
The
it too.
little canned mandarin oranges. No, we'll make a plan. Ambrosia is canned pineapple, canned mandarin orange slices, miniature marshmallows, coconut, and whipped cream. / Cool Whip. Either or. Sour cream spiffle. Ooh, that's interesting.
I just want like cake,
Salad.
like just
Midwest salad.
just like cake or maybe a brownie, something like. I remember being in the Columbia apartment and Mal making the Snicker salad, and just thinking this is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, I'm so glad that you have your best friend around to help you consume.
I also like Haley
it.
backing up all of my frozen North Wisconsin Midwest things, because sometimes Chaz is like, that is not a Midwestern thing. He's like, that has to be one of those like frozen North things, because like there's just enough of a difference between Chaz's Midwest and like Haley's and my Midwest.
It's true. Haley said I liked her tater tot casserole. Tater tot casserole was
Hot
delicious.
dish was so good.
It was delicious.
That's like a Western Minnesota thing, like Western Wisconsin, Minnesota thing, not an Eastern Wisconsin
also
thing.
so different than just throwing Cool Whip in a bowl with apples and candy bars. Like, what the hell, Wisconsin? Midwest, what are you smoking? In what universe? I'm done. I did it. Dessert's ready.
I was explaining one night on game night a meat raffle, and Chaz is like, what is this? And I'm like, it's the Midwest, a meat raffle. And he's like, no.
Anyway, culture is really fun and interesting. It's called Overworked Tomorrow. Culture is very fun and interesting, and it's a fun reminder that, especially for our international viewers, that everything that we're talking about right now is like a very small portion of the U.S. Like, you got the U.S., and we're talking about like this much.
What is a meat raffle? You go to the bar, or maybe you go to the supper club, and you walk in and there's a meat raffle, and you buy a raffle ticket and you win meat. That's it.
Oh, and don't forget the fact that usually the meat's been sitting on the counter there. It's fresh meat. They leave it there. And you come in and you're like, oh, the raffle's going on. And the meat's,
you buy a ticket.
The meat's there.
It's a 50-50 raffle.
Couldn't help but notice the meat's there, and it's not cold enough in here to be refrigerated, and the raffle's going to be going on.
But you win the raffle and you go put it in your car.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
you know
but the
it's
raffle's
40
going
below.
on for 6 hours. So then
It's
for
40 below outside.
It's not 40 below inside, so you're just kind of wondering there, like, why do we...
cooler, Stephen.
Oh, not all the time there.
You don't know. You've only been to one.
I've seen video of these things sitting out on the counter.
They're normally
Raisins.
like local butchers and like sausage makers. Like, that's where the meat's coming from. It's not just like grocery store meat.
Again, this much of the country. This much of the whole country.
Have we explained supper clubs?
This much of the country.
Supper clubs. Crucelium says, wait, so it's not like deli meat? No, it's like bratwurst or venison maybe. It's like local fancier stuff.
It's fine. It's fine. We got 8 months from JF Salmella. 1. Thank you. With 300 bits and satsy, it says, and the pain is annoying me enough to talk about it. I reluctantly met them in the middle to try it. One more thing for 4 months. So far, it's doing nothing helpful. It's the first month, so I'm giving it this. But if it doesn't get better, hopefully the organ can be yanked out by the end of 2023. Wishful thinking, but still. Good vibes.
Hope so.
Good vibes. I mean, sometimes they give you this much time, and if it's been this much time, it's not enough time. But also, you don't know. Either way, I wish you well. I hope things work out with the least amount of headache possible. We got 300 bits from Shy, who says, I'm sorry, the song is playing, so I have to ask. This was a little bit ago. Have you watched Baccano? It's a classic, and one of the shows I say must be watched in dub to get that 1920s American feel. I have not. I'm familiar with the song because the Super Soul Brothers have covered it, but I have not watched the show.
Me neither.
So you haven't watched the show?
No.
I want to watch, the next anime I'm going to watch is going to be...
Dragon Stampede.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. You said that it's not dubbed yet.
It is.
Oh. Mm-hmm. You're watching the sub.
I'm watching subtitled.
Oh. Anyway, I was going to say Cowboy Bebop.
Mm-hmm.
because I've never seen Cowboy Bebop. And someone sent in a Blu-ray of Cowboy Bebop a while back, and I was like, I'd really like to finally watch that. You're like, what?
I know, right?
Yeah, I ain't never seen it. Like, I've seen some of it on like Adult Swim at some point, and God knows I know the
theme song.
the theme song, but I've never like watched the show. Like, I've never like sat down like, yeah, I'm gonna watch the show. So, yeah. Were you talking about watching this back in 2019? Sounds correct. Yes. Everyone, as long as everyone understands that my pace for getting around to doing things and watching things is, slow. It's slow. Like, Doodle sent in a Blu-ray of Parasite. Mm-hmm. Like 4 years ago, and I honestly can't wait to watch it.
But we haven't had time.
But we just haven't done it yet. Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean I don't want to watch it. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna do it. It just takes me a little while to like get to it. That's fine. Anyway, but the next thing I want to do is watch Cowboy Bebop and finally see that, because I've always heard so many good things. I've been enjoying watching Bob's Burgers, but we have watched it like
a while now.
I mean, I don't know if we're at a year.
We really don't watch that much TV or movies.
Yeah.
Like
I think that's the big thing, and I think if someone ingests a lot of media in their life, then it might be difficult for them to understand. But like, I really don't watch a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, we will watch a short something at lunch, and we will watch a short something at dinner, and like, that's it. That's it. And whenever I talk to people who are like, this show came out, so we binge watched the whole show, like, I really have a hard time relating to that, because I just don't do that. I really, to be honest, I just don't really watch any sort of media much. And that's fine. It's fine. I like media, and I certainly like movies, but making the time to do it has always been like a never-ending challenge for me. I would like to get better at it. Just don't know how. I'm still. Things will get a little bit better now that we're caught up on some things.
Yeah. We
just make you watch bad movies. You have done a great job. You have done a great job. I mean, it's fun, right? Like, Haley and Alex had come over in December, and we had watched a few
terrible Christmas movies.
Hallmark movies. They were fine.
I had a great time.
They were fine. They were fine. Anyway, we're gonna watch Cowboy Bebop. It's a good show. Please stop watching Hallmark movies. I mean, you can't make me, but I wish you could. I like bad things because we can talk through. It's true. I mean, I do enjoy that aspect of it. It makes it feel in some ways like a live performance of Mystery Science Theater 3000, and I do like that. So, I think that's fun. Have I rolled beans? No. Here.
I rolled beans.
Did you? Yeah. I pushed the button.
My finger was on the button. You didn't touch the button.
But I pushed your finger.
I was gonna touch it.
So did we both do it?
No.
Oh. When you're watching Dragon Ball Evolution. Aha! That's another thing I wanted to watch is we have some of the movies for Super, the things that like take place after Super, and I'm like, I want to see that at some point. Eventually. I guess that I don't have a whole lot of concern about like not watching media, because I'm like, well, I'm not dead yet. I think that's kind of how I approach a lot of things. It's like, you know, there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of things to do. Historically, I've struggled with work, and that's getting better, but it's not like solved yet. But like, you know, the thing I think about is like, well, I'm alive right now. You know, and I mean, I could die at any time. I could fall down the stairs, and that'd be it. But you know, for this moment in time, I'm alive. So I'm just kind of thinking about the fact that like, I think I'll get around to it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Haley has talked before about she has movie trauma because her dad would just spend the entire time tweaking. I've been in someone's house that did that and just kept thinking like, when are we gonna start? Fiddling with a thing. The movie's playing. There's menu screens up over the thing. We're adjusting like treble and bass. I've been in that environment like one time, and I wanted to scream. So if that was like your life, I would assume that you would, you know, not want to watch movies ever. completely reasonable thing to do. Anyway, we'll watch a movie sometime.
Yeah.
I don't know when, but we will. We'll do it. All right, let me talk about some the things coming up.
Yeah, tomorrow is Friday.
Do you know what tomorrow is?
Friday.
Tomorrow is St. Paddy's Day,
Is it? Okay.
which is very appropriate.
We can't wear green tomorrow.
We can't do that. We'll be floating heads. It's fun because, and Josh is the one that pointed this out. Yeah, so we're starting to collect the green stars on Mario Galaxy 2 tomorrow. And that's fun because it's happening at the same time as Mario Galaxy 2. I mean, St. Patrick's Day. We're collecting green stars on the same day we play Mario Galaxy 2. Can you believe it? Wow. Yeah, so that's funny. We'll be doing that. I don't know how long it's gonna take to beat it.
No.
I've heard that it takes half as long as it took to get through the game. So it took us 9 weeks to get through the game. So it's sounding like it could take it like 4 weeks maybe to get through the green stars. So I don't know. I'm really curious to see what it's like. I'm really curious to see that. So.
Coffee.
Well, Peter says, "Why not floating?" Well, I just think it might be a little alarming to people, mostly if we both look like we stepped out of a Rayman game. That's the primary.
That'd be great.
It's the primary concern. There's, you know, it wouldn't break anything, but it would be real weird.
Can we have floating heads as a treat? Remind us at the end of stream and we'll hold the green screen blankets up.
Tell you what, we'll have Alex and Haley come over, we'll do Rayman, and then we'll all wear green so we look like Rayman. So we're all just floating heads and hands. That's a good idea. That's perfect.
That would be difficult.
What would be difficult? What part of that's difficult? Wearing green clothes?
Do I have anything green?
We'll order something. We'll order something so it's the same shade of green. It sounds great. Also, the 4-player platformer Rayman game.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Legends? There's 2 of them.
I think it's Legend.
There's 2 of them. They're both good. I don't remember which one I want, but they're both like fantastic. There's some of like the best. Origins, that's the one. Origins and Legends. They're both stupendous. Like, absolutely stupendous.
I have a white Packers jersey. I have the away jersey.
Anyway, so we should do that. It's a genuinely good idea.
We have a lot to do, stream-wise, and plans. And you're like, idea.
Here's what's gonna happen.
What?
I got my big old list of stream ideas. I'm gonna scroll down to the with Alex and Haley section. And I'm going to write down Rayman Origins with green clothes. And I'm going to just put it on the list. Chaz can verify I did this because it's a shared note that I have with Chaz. So when I have often wondered if that annoys Chaz, because sometimes I'll be like, I have an idea, and then I write it down. So then Chaz's phone buzzes somewhere, and he's like, God, now what? It's such a long list. Like people, I sometimes I'll be like, yeah, they'll mention a game. They're like, you should play this game, and I'll be like, I put it on my list, and they get excited. And I'm like, don't get too excited. Don't get too excited. Like, it's a very, very long list. I have it sorted by section
Chaz
of...
says, I'm glad you have ideas. I'm glad you have ideas.
I have it sorted by who it's with. Mm-hmm. So I have, like, with Mao, and I have a ton. And then I have a section for with Alex and Haley. I have a section for just like multiplayer stuff, like things that might be fun for like a one-off. I have a section for just me. I have a section for single sitting games in case we wanted to do a stream that's like one stream. I have a section for tabletop. I don't have a section for just Haley, but I do want to play Final Fantasy VI. I'm actually gonna make that. I'm gonna write Haley, and then I'm gonna put Final Fantasy VI. Okay. I did it. Anyway. There's a lot of games on here. Mm-hmm. And then at the top is Next Up. And it currently says Super Mario Galaxy 2, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and Pikmin 4. And you have one without... Yeah, I should. I really should. Because I want to... I think I have Goemon on here. I just don't know where it is. But yeah, I want to play Goemon with Alex. Yeah, there's so many things. There's just... It's fine. It's fine. There's a lot of ideas. How many of them will we actually do this year? Oh, like a tiny fraction. Mm-hmm. Like an iota. But the fact that we have ideas is good. That's the important part. No shortage of ideas.
I wish, Spirit Home.
Okay, so tomorrow, Green Stars. And then, that's it.
Do you know what Stephen and Friends is coming out?
I think it's Jackbox.
Okay.
I think it's Jackbox. There will not be a tabletop stream Sunday. Sunday, I will be visiting my parents.
Snip, snip.
Look at this. Look at...
There's a lot.
It's time. Mm-hmm. I think it's time to get a haircut.
It was time before Coliseum to get a haircut.
I had considered getting... It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I had considered getting a haircut. Before Coliseum. Mm-hmm. And I was not against the idea of just going and getting a haircut, but also I was so busy with other things that like I didn't have the time, so I just was like, yeah, forget it. So I'm gonna go get it cut on Sunday. Yeah, I will let everyone down.
Now
that I do not plan on growing my hair out.
Please do not.
For Zelda again. I'm glad people enjoyed that for Breath of the Wild, but I do not plan on growing my hair for another year or whatever. I'm not going to do that. Sorry. But it was fun the one time.
Yeah.
It's fun the one time. Also, did y'all know? I mean, of course you did. When we did Breath of the Wild the first time, we didn't even have the green...
I'll take that.
No, I'm just moving.
I want that.
God. Oh my God. Ow. You still haven't told me if there's a prop you... Oh, we actually might want to... Oh, no, Link's hat's green. We'll figure it out. But when we did Breath of the Wild the first time, like, the first time...
We don't need a hat.
Well, it won't work anyway, so
No.
it doesn't matter. But, like, you know, we didn't have the green screen, so like it's the whole little thing in the corner. And this time we've upgraded to having a green screen.
Yes.
So that's good. Great. How are we gonna know who's playing it? I mean, we had a system for that, so we'll probably just use that system again.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways you could put like a glow behind the person. So like if we're always sitting in either left or right, like you could have a button where like there's like a graphic behind the individual person, so people are like, oh, okay, so that's who's playing. Like there's way. I like trust me, I like the idea of a prop. I think that's fun. I think Mario Galaxy 2 has been better because of that. That being said, I don't know exactly what to do. Now we could make a blue screen.
We'll talk.
It sounds like a lot of effort.
It is.
Sounds like a lot of effort for that thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. Yeah, I need a haircut. I keep it like relatively tame, but I can untame it, which I did. And now it looks like this. Can I make it worse? That's worse. That's noticeably worse. Good lord. Anyway, it's soon, in like a few days.
Other things happening. You have a vlog coming out today.
Yeah, I have
right?
a vlog coming out in 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
And actually, I also have another vlog scheduled for today too. So I already have 2 vlogs scheduled, which is good because I need to.
Is that Saturday and Sunday of Coliseum?
Yes, so that covers the event. Although the next one's also very much Coliseum related since we have to like drive home. I'm trying to get past that and get caught back up because there's many other things going on in my life that I really need vlogs caught up for. So yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Is there anything else to announce?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like there was something I'm missing.
No.
No?
Look at all the hair you just kicked off.
Oh my god.
There's a cloud.
It is a cloud, buddy. Where's his brush?
I don't know.
We gotta find it. We gotta find it today. Because, like, it's not gonna work. No stream on Sunday. No stream on Sunday. I'll be, I will not be around. There will be another Sunday stream in March. But it will not be, this week. Maybe the week after. Actually, it has to be the week after, right? Because there's not any days left. Can y'all believe that March is half over? What is happening? What a fast first, quarter this has been. Still uncertain. Still relatively uncertain. Relatively.
We don't get to celebrate this on stream this year.
My birthday?
That's not yours.
Oh. You did point at a calendar event that literally says Steven's birthday. You pointed at that and I said,
Your birthday's not on there.
You just pointed to that.
Well, that's not.
It says Steven's birthday.
Look at this one.
But you pointed at Steven's birthday. You pointed at the text. The text reads Steven's birthday, and I said my birthday, and Mal goes
Chaz's birthday.
Your birthday.
Chaz's birthday's on my calendar twice.
What? Also,
it's a Wednesday. That's
oh,
because it ends.
I was like, that's not even the day of that.
No. Anyway.
Due to lack of interest, Steven's birthday has been canceled. I get that a lot. That's fine. That's fine. I celebrate it in my heart. It's good enough. Okay. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else to talk about.
Chaz is more important to Mal. I have my own calendar, and then we have our Raleigh calendar, and everyone's birthdays are on the Raleigh calendar as well.
We're learning about all the people all the time. Actually, Haley is throwing me a party. That is true.
Yes.
And I appreciate it. That's not a lie either. Like, I'm having it's not really a birthday party, but it's kind of, it's like
It's a birthday party.
It's a little, well, it's got like a little bit of, it's a little bit of birthday.
Do you get a birthday hat? Do we need to go to Party City and get you a birthday hat?
Well, I think Haley just make a birthday. Haley has historically made the hats in the family, so I think that she can probably just make.
You want to take that plastic
hat.
from him?
He didn't even know it was there. He was sitting on it. You didn't even know you had to. Don't tease him! What are you. I tried to hide it from him! Don't teach him bad! Don't look at it. Don't look at it, son. Don't look at it. Look over here. Hey. Alright, we're done. The vlog is out, so go watch it on the StephenVOD channel. Y'all have a great day. Remember that the taste is in the shape. And we will see you tomorrow. 8 p.m. I can't remember my own thing. 8 p.m. Eastern for the continuation of Super Mario Galaxy 2 post-game.
Green Star.
Green Star.